And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals here of the Hatchery Cup number 14. Whew. Hope you've all been doing well. Hope you're excited. Hope you're ready. Hope you enjoy that brutal OSC as we are jumping into that best of 5. And spawning in the right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, representing Alien Esports from the land of Belarus. It is Nikich. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do jump into this best of 5. Again, we have seen Nikich bring ByuN down before, but as we mentioned before, ByuN is the favorite player to win the entire tournament. He has stumbled on his way, though. He has stumbled on his way to the finals, so we'll see if Nikich can pose a threat. We'll see if we can bring him down and make a series out of this. Let's go. Let us go. Do you see in the chat? Shout and big shout to 100 Swarm in the chat. I see 007 as well. I see Notix. I see Game Jinx as well. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos to all those you're rocking up in the chat. JBS Metal. Again, there is a delay in the chat, so I can't necessarily talk directly to you. There's a 90-second delay for the tournament, just as a heads up. There's, of course, a delay command for every event, if there is or if not, or is not a delay, just as a heads up. But yeah, someone's asking about sleep. Oh, papi. We cast StarCraft every day, twice a day, at least. So earlier this morning we were live with KSL, then Duckling Open, now here Hatchery Cup. Later on, there is the StarCraft Evolution League King of the Hill. Now, to be fair, I might not cast it. Specifically, SEL King of the Hill, I think it's in 9 hours time. 9-ish hours, maybe 10 hours. If I wake up for it, then I'll cast it. If not, then I might, you know, take a step back. Just as a heads up. So I might take the morning off and not cover SEL, depending on whether I'm awake or not. So we'll see. And of course, tomorrow evening is Sparkling Tuna Cup, which of course we're going to be covering. Day after that is going to be, of course, the What TV Monday Night Weekly. Is going to be SEL number 9, StarCraft Evolution League 9. Again, casting every single day, as always. That's how we do here on the CranKy Ducklings. Meanwhile, Nikich, he does hide the Roach Warren. No drone. Sorry, no third. No third base out of Nikich. ByuN, he's checking. He's checking for the third base. He's checking for an expansion. He confirms there is no base. Something is wrong. Something is amiss. He does check the third base location at the triangular location instead. Still no third. Behind this, going for a 3cc 111 standard build out of ByuN. And ByuN may be thinking, I mean, something is wrong here. There should be an expansion. Clearly there is not. Roach production has begun. Nikich is going for his push. And ByuN is still trying to piece it all together. So far, the Queen is zoning the Reaper away. And ByuN, he knows. He does see the Roaches. Just barely in time. He's aware. He pulls the boys away. He evacuates the natural. And he throws down the bunker. Instant reaction here. So good reactions by ByuN. Good scouting. It is a bit of a delayed scout by ByuN, but, you know, he does pull away nonetheless. Does pull away. Nikich moving in. Bunker is almost done. And ByuN, he may opt to pull a couple of boys here to repair. Outside of that, he should be okay. Roaches, they go for the depot. They're trying to break their way in. Bunker is done. Boys are being pulled. And do they get there in time? It's going to be close, but they will. Yeah, they get here in time. Mass repair on the depot. Ooh, Ravager gets targeted down. Looks like the depot is barely going to fall, though. He breaks down the depot. Takes down a couple of SCVs. Decent economic damage. Getting 4, getting up to... Oh, not quite 5. But 4 SCVs go down. Gets 4, and yeah, he's going to be cleaned up from here. Doesn't quite get another Hellion. Ooh, and ByuN holds. ByuN, he does hold on. Now, not without any losses. Looking at the trades here, ByuN, he will lose 4 SCVs, 1 depot, 2 Hellions, a Reaper, and a Marine. That is some okay damage. What's more important than that is denied mining time, right? The entire time, ByuN, he was denied mining at the natural, and Nikich has been droning. Nikich, he was droning up the entire time, getting his third base up and running. That's going to be 40 drones here for Nikich, but 1 drone gets roasted. No, barely not. Whew. Quick morph in from that Spore. Quick morph into the Spore, and Nikich, he will preserve that drone. And Nikich holds. He does hold. He has a decent economy from here. Double Evo Chamber into Roach Ravager. So Roach Ravager on the way here from Nikich. ByuN behind this, getting to his own 3cc 3-rack setup. We're getting into the mid game. Okay, nothing too major. I would say that Nikich, again, he had a decent start by getting those SCV kills and by denying the mining time. It was decent. Not amazing. From here we can settle in. Likely won't be able to behave in the long run. Yeah, I mean, just I enjoy giving. If someone's like, you know, acting like a clown, I'd like to give them a warning first. And if they just continue to, I don't know, like insult players or be abrasive like that, then we'll just ban them. I mean, it's no big deal. We need to, can ban someone. Someone's just being disrespectful to players. Otherwise, we can just enjoy. Otherwise, we can just calm down. We can enjoy it. We can chill. So far, 3 drone kills. Nicely done here by ByuN. Got 3 workers. Can, of course, threaten the mineral line. Cloak was not researched, so ByuN, he doesn't overcommit here into the Banshees. I do appreciate that ByuN, again, he didn't waste any resources here. Oh my god, SD Banshees takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage. Does pull away. Does pull away. And ByuN is building up towards a 1-1 timing. We have 1-1 in production halfway done. Combat shields as well. And eventually ByuN will break out. It's going to be on Nikich to be ready for that push. For now, he is free to drone up his 3rd at least. He's getting up to proper 3-base saturation. Can get a 4th base just for larva. And then focus on Roach Ravager and get ready for the push. Now we're loading into Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a bit of a smaller map, so shorter rush distance by ground. These pushes, they can hit quite hard and quite fast. That's where Roach Ravager comes into play to slow down the push, to bile, to force earlier sieges, to maybe even snipe siege tanks as well. It's on Nikich to engage ahead of time. Not defensively back at home, but ideally in the center of the map. Yes, here we go. So Nikich, he cuts workers at 64. Again, that is 3-base saturation. Getting the 4th base just for larva. Focusing on Roach Ravager. And again, I do appreciate this being proactive. It's being proactive here. ByuN, he moves out. He will leave his tanks back at home. Ooh, Banshees, they can get some free damage. They get a tumor. Queens respond. ByuN, he rotates. Nikich trying to come in from behind, but is that enough? A large enough army? Oh my god. So far, so good. ByuN clearing up creep, going for the 4th Nexus. 4th Hatchery. Does go for it. Will force a cancel. Yeah, nicely done there by ByuN. Nikich out of position. Again, that was just an awkward rotation. You had to back all the way towards the 3rd base before coming to the 4th. The rotation took too long, and ByuN gets what he wanted. Denies the 4th. And suddenly that means less economy, less income, of course, and also denied production. Production is going to be delayed here for Nikich, so Nikich, he does fall behind. Massive pick-off here, sniping the 4th base. And at this point, Nikich, he may just have to double expand. If he wanted to, though, ByuN is in position. You can see here he's ready for that backup expansion. He's ready to snipe that drone. So Nikich, he's contained. And ByuN so far is in control. We do see ByuN being active, going for the double drop into the main base. Does head towards the main. Likewise, ByuN being active on the right hand side, threading a dive towards the 4th base. Nikich, he does spot this with the Overlord. Trying to respond, trying to react. Likewise, double jump into the main. Going for the expansion, gonna get the snipe. He can, and he barely will. That's a kill, not a cancel. Massive pickup. Ay. Kills the hatchery. Drop comes in, gets 3 drone kills, but this is already worth it for ByuN. Again, the base goes down. Massive pickup. We do see that Nikich, he at least does snipe those Banshees, but alas, Nikich is being outscaled and he's forced all in. You can see here, Nikich, he has no economy, he has no bases, but he does have a maxed army. And it's all or nothing for Nikich. Can he catch ByuN out? He's moving in. Shows the fungal. Oh, massive. Oh my god, the fungals, the vials allows to connect, but the tank volleys are brutal. Oh my god, the tank shots are insane. And Nikich, does he have enough to break through the tank volleys? They just keep popping off. The bio army is being thinned out. Takes out one more tank. And it looks like there just isn't enough Roach Ravager. Barely not enough. Again, the biles were beautiful, the fungals as well, but that choke point was insane. And ByuN, he pulls off the defense. He does pull it off. Building up more tanks. And Nikich, that's all he had. Again, he was completely all in. No expansion, no economy. It was all or nothing for Nikich and barely doesn't work out, barely doesn't pay off. Again, if ByuN wasn't pre-sieged, if he wasn't set up in this position, then maybe that would have worked. But ByuN, he was ready. He was ready for the push, ready for the all-in. See Nikich rotating. Oh, another kill. Another kill, not a cancel. Not like this. Sims forward. Oh. As ByuN, he does pull away, and so far all he has to do is defend. Just defend, just survive. He's done enough damage across the map. He doesn't have to move out. That will give Nikich the best chance, of course, if he were to engage ByuN at the center of the map. Nikich, ooh. Doesn't quite pile the tank. Once again, he gets punished. Fungal pops up. Nikich pulls away. Does pull back, does pull away. Likewise, 12 more roaches in production. And ByuN, he finally breaks out, but this time he does have that supply lead. He has a massive army. Likewise coming in, diving on the tanks, tanks on siege, gets one, but only one. Barely trying to get a second tank, but in the process he will lose everything. The roaches, they fall one after the other. ByuN, he sims in, breaks through the roaches, gets on top of the ravagers, and there's nothing left. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will snowball out of control, taking game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will take a lead in the series. Again, Nikich, he did have an opportunity. He was maxed out on Roach Ravager Infester, but we saw that he was pushing into a defensive line. He was pushing into a choke point with like, what, 4 or 5 tanks already pre-sieged, set up behind a bio army. Despite good fungals, despite good biles, we saw just the heavy tank fire on the Roach Ravager. We saw the army just melt for Nikich, and he just could not break that position. It was kind of close. You know, he broke through most of the tanks and most of the bio, but not all of it. Not all of it in the end. GG. GG, well played. That is all that Nikich had. One big push is what he was building up towards. It's what he was forced into as well. Remember, he just could not get a 4th base. Couldn't get a 4th base up running. It was cancelled, and then killed again. GG. GG, well played. That leads us here into game number 2, and we'll see if Nikich can bounce back, or if ByuN will extend his lead. So we are loading into ley lines. Let's go. We're loading into ley lines. Also, Lightar, daylight savings was over an hour ago. Oh, true. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. What is that? Hold on. We just had daylight savings. What does that mean? Are tournaments an hour earlier or an hour later? Hold on. No, you're right. Yes, yes. So for those that are curious, daylight savings it literally just happened. So, tournaments are earlier. Ooh. I believe, right? Okay. Interesting. Interesting, Pap. Yeah, tournaments are 1 hour earlier. So I'm gonna have to recheck the start time of SEL to see if I even could try to wake up in time. Yeah, it's gonna be in it's gonna be at 4 midday. 8.5 hours. It'll be close. It'll be close. There we go. We're jumping into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, himself, representing Alien Esports. Going for a standard hatch gas pool. It is Nikich. Oh, let's go. Let us go to do settle in. So far, standard opener out of our Zerg player. Likewise, standard opener out of ByuN as well. As a reminder, we did see last game that Nikich, he stayed in gas, he delayed, or he just didn't take a third base, and went for early Roach production and early Roach move outs, which was relatively, it was not bad. You know, you did get some value, did get some damage done. Not overly successful, but damage nonetheless. We'll see if Nikich does something similar, if he does deviate away and switch gears and go into more of an economic build instead. Nikich, he's got some builds. Likewise, so does ByuN. We'll try to keep up and figure out where our players are headed. But I believe with daylight savings now, events are going to be an hour earlier. I could be mistaken. I just glanced at the calendar, so I was trying to get a read on what's going on. Actually, hold on. Let me double check the calendar. Yeah, 1 hour earlier. Okay. Which means I have even less time to sleep. God damn it. We just lost an hour, Pappy. Just like that. We lost an hour. Oh, no. It's over. Ooh, meanwhile, nice snipe. Queen pops out, takes down the Reaper. That should not have happened. ByuN, he overextends. Okay. Sorry, I was still a little bit distracted by the calendar by the time, but yeah, big moment here for Nikich. Unfortunately, he's not hiding anything this time. Like, this would be the ideal moment, the ideal position for a fast Roach Warren. Meanwhile, ByuN, he didn't see the third. For all ByuN knows, it could be the same build 2 games in a row. Now, there is a lower chance that it would be the same build 2 games in a row, but it's still possible here. So ByuN is in the dark. ByuN still has to piece together what the hell is going on. For now, standard opener into Hellion, into Banshee. You can see usually you wait for extra Hellions, but because ByuN is blind, he has to move out. So this early Hellion dive makes sense. He pokes in, he sees a creep. Hellions went back. Oh, gets caught out. Oh my god, Nikich, calm down. He snipes the Reaper, he snipes the Hellion again. Like, if there was some roaches behind this, that'd be crazy. I mean, the roaches would do well. This is not a 3cc 2-on-1. Sorry, this is not a 3cc 1-on-1. That is early stim. Early stim is on the way for ByuN. No Banshee this time. No Banshee in sight. Nikich, he doesn't scout. ByuN, he's got his own builds. Yeah, 3cc, 3 racks follow-up. Very, very aggressive here. I say very aggressive. It's going to be a later timing. It's going to be a later timing out of ByuN, but he's going to be building up a greater bio army. This is actually quite similar to what we saw out of Inexorable, if you recall. Very similar to what we saw from Inexorable. So going 3cc, 3 racks, going for a very delayed starport, double eBay. Now, when it comes to Inexorable's build, if you remember, this turned into a 2-base all-in, where Inexorable, he pulled all the boys. He did pull all the boys on 2 bases. And he committed, and Nikich, he barely held. I'm not saying that this has to be a 2-base all-in out of ByuN, but the potential is there. Basically, what's happening here is that ByuN is going to be only aggressing with these Hellions. He's moving out the Hellions, and he's staying back home with Mass Marine. As you can see, 2 more Raxes. He's getting up to 5 Raxes before the starport. So there's no move out because there's 0 medevacs, but because of that, by the time medevacs arrive, he's going to have an insane Marine count. Because he's delaying medevac production for more Marines. Just more and more Marines. Meanwhile, Nikich going for a drop. Nikich, he cuts workers at 37. He does not saturate his 3rd base. 2-base all-in. Jesus. We're all popping off. So 2-base all-in out of Nikich. No saturation whatsoever. Going for a mass ling. Not even banelings, by the way. Just mass ling out of Nikich. Does bypass the Hellions. Heads straight for that natural. Marines are in position. Oh, despite that, they do get surrounded. Yeah, decent trade here with the lings. But the Hellions race back, the Lings get roasted, and they get shut down. The Lings, they get completely shut down. Again, Nikich, I'm sure he wasn't expecting this many Marines. Queens, they come in, but it's too late. The Lings have been roasted. The Lings aren't here. And the Queens, what are they supporting? What are they supporting at this point? They're supporting nothing. As because of this build, ByuN, he just had so many Marines to defend, more than usual. Bunker is done, boys are being pulled to repair, and Nikich, he will not break this. He will not break this. No shot. As Queens, they fall one after the other. And ByuN will shut this down. He will shut this down. clean this up. GG gets called, the all-in fails, and ByuN will take a 2-0 lead. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Almost a blind counter. I say almost a blind, almost like an inadvertent blind counter, because ByuN, he wasn't really expecting aggression. He was getting ready for his own aggressive build. He was getting ready for his own move out with a 5-rack setup, like hyper aggressive, or I say hyper aggressive, like just a really strong timing. That's a better way of putting it, because it's a later timing, but a strong one. So he was just delaying any kind of starport production, medevacs, banshees, just building up mass marine, building up towards those upgrades, and he happened to be all in with mass ling, which happens to melt against mass buyer, right? Man with gun is pretty good, and ByuN stims, and he wins. GG. GG, well played. Again, I'm sure Nikich, he was surprised by how many Marines he ran into, because he had no idea what was happening. Nikich, he didn't see the production. Likewise, ByuN also didn't see the all-in coming either. It all just kind of lined up there, and by happen chance, it's like, oh, that's fortunate. ByuN pops off. ByuN does pop off with that. GG, well played. And now ByuN is 1 game away from claiming the series, and so far Nikich has been hyper aggressive, both in game 1 and in game 2. We've seen in game 2 it was a 2-base all-in. In game 1 we saw Nikich forced into a 3-base all-in, if you recall, maxing out on Roach, Ravager, and Fester. It's been all-in after all-in. Game 3, what's it going to be? Do we get a standard macro game? Do we get another crazy build? Pressure is on. Alright, I also missed this question. I wonder why CC first isn't used anymore. Is it because 1515? CC first is used every now and then on larger maps. CC first is a very greedy build in TvZ, just because it can be punished by earlier pool timings or earlier roach timings as well, which certain Zerg players are not afraid of. I mean, you're seeing how aggressive Nikich is, right? So if you feel like you're threatened by your opponents, that your opponent might open up pool first or gas first or with early aggression, then a CC first build would be dangerous here. It's just unsafe to do so. But in longer series, you do see it on larger maps, depending on your opponents, right? Like we see sometimes CC first against Solar, for example, against Serral, for example. Like you can get away with that on maps like King's Cove, Neon Violet Square, and Abyssal Reef. On these maps that have a longer rush distance by ground, so there's a lower chance that your CC gets punished and that your command center gets delayed. So I would say it's map specific and opponent specific, just because it is greedier. Also, I shouldn't say it isn't vulnerable to hatch first, it's vulnerable to like early roach play. More specifically, I should emphasize that. Just because a pool first opener does not delay the CC with CC first, I believe. But it is you are vulnerable to like roach based all-ins and roach based play early on, as your Rax is delayed and your factory is delayed. So yeah, it does kind of depend on who you're up against and on the map. But otherwise, we're getting ready for our next game. Do I see Dash in the chat? Este Dash? Why are you awake, papi? Oh my god. Buenas noches, papi. Buenas noches. Este Dash. For now, though, we are settling in. Looks like our players are still deciding on that next map? Question mark? Or maybe they've asked for a moment. Asked for a moment themselves. Oh! Hold on. One moment here. As did our players agree on a shorter series? I apologize. I thought it was a best of 5, but I'm just looking at the videos, and the videos were for a best of 3. No shot. Sorry, let me clear this up here. Yeah, Vito's. Okay, my mistake. Yeah, the vetoes were for a best of 3, not a best of 5. So my apologies here. It looks like the players did agree. It looks like the players did agree to have a shorter series instead. So my apologies. Looks like it was a shorter series. I was like sat here waiting. I was like, okay, when's the next game? But yeah, it looks like they did agree on a shorter series. So my apologies. We will have to fix that on Wikipedia because on Wikipedia they did it is set for a best of 5. Yeah, Hatsu was explaining that both players agreed to a shorter series. That's why it's a best of 3. So both ByuN and Nikich, they did agree on a best of 3. That's why they did switch to it, which is all good. It's all good. So you know, something that's the players are able to do here for this event. So with that, GG, GG, well played. Congratulations to ByuN. Again, my apologies. I was not fully aware of that, but yeah, there we go. Just switching up the score lines there, but ByuN does take it, does claim it in the end. Congratulations here to ByuN, and my condolences to Nikich. Again, shout out to all the other competitors, by the way, as we switch the scenes over and catch up on the brackets. But again, ByuN, he did not go through this tournament unscathed. We do see here that ByuN took down, Rake took a map off of ByuN, and Shameless also took a map off of ByuN as well. So they had their own moments in the sun, they had their own moments in those matches. So really impressive play there by Rake and Shameless. Unfortunately, Nikich wasn't able to replicate that. Nikich, he wasn't quite able to take a map and force the ace match, but others did. So again, showing that ByuN, there was definitely competition as they made their way, on his way, I should say, to those finals. And in this tournament, GG, well played. Also, a shout out to Hatsu. Hatsu, of course, is the organizer and caster of this event. Doesn't cast in English, but is the main caster, is the main organizer. And Hatsu did used to host these tournaments back in the day. We did mention that the last Hatchery Cup was back many months ago, last year in May. So it's been almost a year, almost a full year without Hatchery Cup. This is a monthly tournament, or at least it used to be. And Hatsu, unfortunately, you know, things got a little bit busy, you know, real life became a little bit more hectic, so wasn't quite able to host this as often as she used to, but has recently been able to bring it back. Now, whether this is a monthly again or not, yet to be determined. Actually, you know what, I'll ask right now. We'll find out if this will be a monthly again or not, but we'll see. We'll keep you guys posted whenever there is a next Hatchery Cup, whether it's next month or another year from now. We'll be there for that next Hatchery Cup, as always, on the CranKy Ducklings. So we got you covered there. Also, a shout out to Shameless and Inexorable. They did play out a bronze match to claim 3rd and 4th place as well, so they did duke it out. And I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. Also, yes, I have confirmation. Hatsu did confirm that this will be a monthly tournament. So, okay, at least for the foreseeable future, it is going to be back to monthly. So, yeah, we'll see you guys coming into May. We'll see you guys in May for the next for the next Hatchery Cup. We'll be there for it. We will be there for it. Otherwise, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. When it comes to our next broadcast, I will say for certain that we will be live with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. That is going to be in. Let me just double check here. My hours are a little bit mixed up because we just hit daylight savings here in Australia. So I'm a little bit uncertain as of that, but I believe it's going to be in 16 hours. So in 16 hours time, we're going to be live with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. We do have the StarCraft Evolution League King of the Hill in 8 hours time. I might cast that. I say might because it depends on how tired I am, or it depends how awake I am, I guess. I'm going to try to get some sleep. The one downside for me right now, and if you noticed when it came to my casting, it was a little bit different. I was speaking faster and I was a little bit more muddied in some of my words. I did have some coffee to stay awake to cover this, by the way. I did have some coffee just to force myself to stay awake. So hopefully I'm able to sleep. Hopefully that doesn't force me to stay awake even longer, and then I just can't sleep, and then my sleep schedule gets ruined. It's possible. Right now it is 4 a.m. here in Australia. So if I get to sleep and if I get well rested, then I should be live for StarCraft Evolution League King of the Hill. If not, then we will skip it. We'll do a replay cast at a later time, a later date, and I'll be back in 16 hours with Sparkling Tuna Cup. But I have been advised that I should try to sleep a little bit more. Like, as you can imagine, my sleep schedule is very erratic just because we cast so much. I say that, I can just show you. Bam. Hold on. There we go. This is our weekly schedule. So we cast every single day. Usually we cast at least twice a day. As you can see, we just wrapped up with our Sunday morning cast of the Hatchery Cup, and you can see our Sparkling Tuna Cup broadcast later on in the day. That's going to be again in 16 hours, and again we might have another cast in between. But we try to recently we've been trying to limit ourselves to only 2 casts a day. Sometimes we would cast like 3 or 4 tournaments a day, but we want to slow things down and take it easy because there's just so much StarCraft going on, so much StarCraft, so much content. Our schedule is full. You can see that we did take half a day off on Wednesday and half a day off on Friday. This is a new initiative for 2025. For many years we would cast non-stop, day after day, just non-stop casting like 2, 3, 4 times a day. But coming into 2025, we do want to slow things down a little bit and have some time to do other things. Specifically on Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to be doing personal streams on my personal channel. Going to be playing some Final Fantasy, having a little bit more of a laid-back time, just calming down, taking a break, taking things a little bit slower. How dare we take 2 half days off? 2 half days off a week. Crazy, Bobby, crazy. If we really wanted to, I'll be honest, I could fill those up with casts, 100%, very easily. I'm drowning in casts right now, and I could very easily slot in 2 casts there on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday would be Kung Fu Cup, and Friday would be another replay cast, probably of like SEL. So technically, I could just fill it up easily, but again, we want to slow things down a little bit. We produce a lot of content for StarCraft, and sometimes too much content. So, so slowing it down a little bit. 2 half days off. But if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy the casting, if you enjoy the StarCraft, then you can check us out. You can check us out on all the social medias, !socials in the chat, and you will get a link to our social media page. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, YouTube. More importantly, if you see something here that you want to tune into, and if you cannot watch it live, then YouTube is the place to be, because all the VODs are uploaded to YouTube on a daily basis, plenty of content. That's also partly why I do want an extra half day off, is because I am falling behind a little bit as I have to edit VODs and make thumbnails and schedule the VODs on all of our socials, of course, and post them. Like, this is all stuff, like, when I'm not casting, I'm still working. I'm still working in a different capacity for the CranKy Ducklings, right? So there's still other things that we do behind the scenes. I don't really get a lot of time to do other things outside of that, so that's another reason as to why we take an extra half day off now, just so I can, go outside and touch I can touch some grass now. It's crazy. For a little bit, I can touch some grass. I can see the sun. I can get some vitamin D. It's a new year. It's a new world. It's crazy. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there, more than any other channel. So again, we put in the hours, we put in the work, we have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. So you can tune in if you wish. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll see who is live at the moment and who can we send everyone over to. I know that, Amantes is... Speaking of another event to cast, Amantes is live right now, so that's a Brazilian tournament that we could also cast as well. We're probably going to do that via replays. Este Amantes. But for now, we're going to be heading off, and you can check out another stream. We will be raiding someone who is live at the moment. Who is live? Who can we raid? I see Cosmos is live. Fear Dragon is live. Oh, he's playing Mechabellum. So Mechabellum. I see Strange is live. And Star Zagora, they're live. They're covering some they're covering the qualifiers. So I might just raid Star Zagora actually. Give them some love as they're getting ready for their qualifiers. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.